Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kenesha Dees. Councilmember Hunter Pepper has come under fire for his stance on the shooting death of Steve Perkins back in September. Pepper is strongly standing beside the officers involved, and our Ken McCoy sat down with Pepper to discuss his choice in the matter.
In this situation, everybody has got a different opinion on it. Some people believe the entire situation is wrong. Some people believe what they did was right, but that it's wrong someone passed away. You know, there's many different opinions on the situation.
Councilman Hunter Pepper has one point to get across.
My stance is, we need to support the police in this matter.
Pepper's stance has drawn much criticism since he was noted as not being very vocal in the beginning.
A lot of people are upset because I kept quiet so long, and the very minute I spoke out, which was not supposed to be leaked, but the very minute I did speak out, it was in support of the officers. And everybody took that and said, well, he just doesn't have any empathy or care. Well, that's wrong. I stated at last Monday's meeting that Miss Perkins' daughter, that is, I believe, 7 years old, was sitting in her lap, and somebody come up to speak at the podium, and she began to cry, and that upset me quite a bit.
Pepper also feels the decision to fire was only made to calm the public.
I personally believe in this situation that this was an attempt to calm the public down and to get the pressure off of someone involved in this situation. And I would just like to ask if your plan worked, because I don't think it did. Still protesters, still individuals protesting because we're not firing the police chief, and I refuse to get on that bus. A lot of people have asked, will you get on the train to say, let's fire Todd? Absolutely not. Todd was asleep in bed just like the rest of us when this happened. He's had no wrongdoing, in my personal opinion, nor have the officers.
He also questioned the protesters' reasoning behind their fight for justice.
Multiple protesters have made this about themselves. They've made this about getting publicity, trying to step out in front of cameras, trying to do this and trying to do that. And some would say I've done the same thing. Well, that's incorrect. My goal is to get statements out there so the public can be informed and they aren't hit. So if this comes back as a justified shoot, which I personally believe it will, there's going to be a lot of people that are angry.
But in all that anger, Pepper welcomes a chance to hear from the community.
I want you to be angry with us. I want you to question what we're doing. I want you to be informed on what's going on in the city that you live in and that you love.
For Fox 54 News, I'm Ken McCoy.